Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to News for Now live at 4 on this Wednesday.
I just asked you, what day is it?
What day is it?
I knew that was going to happen this week.
Fake Tuesday.
That's right. We're going to be taking your pet calls a little later this hour.
Dr. Carrie Donahue from, what is it?
Full Circle Holistic Veterinary Care on Monroe Street.
That place. She'll be taking your calls coming up. We'll tell you when to call, but start thinking up your questions. But first, here's what's making news on this Wednesday. Hurricane warnings are up along the coast as Hurricane Dorian moves up the eastern seaboard.
My parents are evacuating as we speak. As Hurricane Dorian moves to the U.S., we're getting a better look at the destruction left behind in the Bahamas.
And the latest Marquette Law School poll is out and shows some interesting predictions about the upcoming presidential election.
Let's take a look outside today. It was another mild day.
You know, it was pretty chilly this morning.
Was it?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I thought it was okay. Maybe I'm trying to hang on to summer as long as I can.
It's going to be staying pleasant, nonetheless.
That's a really nice shot.
Is that Middleton? Must be Maury Field.
Yeah.
All right, let's head out to the backyard. Dana is there. A taste of things to come, I think, in the weather department. Where is Dana?
Overall, I'm here.
There she is.
I'm here. Overall, not a bad day at all. Just a little cloudy outside, unfortunately. The sunshine really didn't come through for us, but it's still decent and no rain chances coming through. Our Doppler track is dry currently, of course, always a good thing. We're still in the mid-60s for most of the area, so temperatures really not climbing much because of that cloud deck. Even at like 10 o'clock this morning, we were already in the low 60s, so only moving a degree or two this afternoon. Compared to this time yesterday, though, a 15-degree drop in Madison, an 18-degree drop in Janesville. So that front definitely bringing some cooler air on in. Dew points are also in a more comfortable spot at about 50 degrees in Madison, 52 for Janesville. And that's also a huge drop compared to where we were at 24 hours ago. Tomorrow, plan on a pleasant day, and we should be getting just a little more sunshine for Thursday and for Friday afternoon. We'll take a closer look at what's ahead for the rest of the week and the weekend in just a few minutes. Right now, here's a look at 39, 90 at 151. Right now, things seem to be going along pretty smoothly. Thankfully, no major accidents to report along the Beltline. The eastbound side starting to get a little slower the closer you get to John Nolan, but otherwise things actually seem to be going along okay for the rest of the area. Around Prairie du Sac and Sauk City, no major delays right now. Now, to get from Janesville to the Beltline, will still take you 26 minutes, and then from Sauk City to Middleton and Sun Prairie to downtown, right at 16 minutes on this cloudy evening. Again, we're going to hope for some more sunshine tomorrow. Just didn't quite come through for us today.
All right. Thanks a lot, Dana.
We want to start with the latest just into the Channel 3000 Alert Center.
Moments ago, the DeForest Police Department held a news conference about a 17-year-old arrested for several incidents of lewd and lascivious behavior. Eduardo Salinas Munoz has been charged with numerous things, including first-degree sexual assault of a child. On Sunday, the teenage male was arrested on the 400 block of Valeria Drive for incidents that happened within a 4-hour window at the same home. Officers received home security footage from the homeowner showing the boy doing the acts. Later on, police responded to the home for a report of a robbery, and that is when the teen was determined a suspect. He later confessed to those crimes.
But I want to make it abundantly clear that in this case, members of our community were enjoying the holiday weekend and doing nothing wrong. Mr.
Salinas Munoz was in court this morning for his initial appearance. If he is released back into the community, he will be under supervision. Hurricane Dorian is making its presence felt along the southeast coast.
The Category 2 hurricane continues to lumber northward in the Atlantic after destroying the northern Bahamas and claiming at least 7 lives. Nicole Killian is in Atlantic Beach, Florida, with more on the impact.
Dorian whipped up high waves and tropical storm force winds as it battered the Florida coastline. Watching it all, Captain Rich Banks on patrol in Neptune Beach.
You can't be up there.
Trying to keep people out of the water.
Sometimes people get a false sense of security. They watch the storm pass. They think, okay, the eye's not coming over us, so they think they're okay.
A thrill-seeking kite surfer in Cocoa Beach tried to take advantage of 20-mile-per-hour winds there. These swimmers were escorted off the beach in St. Augustine, and streets in this nearby neighborhood of Davis Shores are underwater. Just to put it in perspective, Dorian Center is still about 80 to 90 miles offshore, but the rain bands and wind from this storm extend all the way here to the coast. From Florida to Georgia.
You do not want to be slow to the preparations.
And the Carolinas.
It really is about last call.
State and local officials urge residents to get out of harm's way, concerned about the potential for flooding and storm surge. In Wrightsville Beach, where the surf is already churning, homes and businesses boarded up as mandatory evacuations took effect for barrier islands. At the White House, President Trump was briefed on the hurricane's path.
We certainly got lucky in Florida. Now we can get lucky in Georgia, and if you look at South Carolina, North Carolina.
Virginia is also under a state of emergency where Dorian could pass by week's end. Nicole Killian, CBS News, Atlantic Beach, Florida.
And the U.S. Navy has ordered ships based on Virginia's coast to head out to sea to avoid the hurricane.
Some new video from the Bahamas shows the devastation from Hurricane Dorian. Grand Bahama Island is basically underwater, and the U.S. Coast Guard is conducting numerous rescue missions. From the air over Abaco Island, the immense damage stretches for miles, with entire neighborhoods flattened. Dorian pummeled Abaco and Grand Bahama Islands for 2 days with 30 inches of rain and a storm surge as high as 23 feet.
We are in the midst of one of the greatest national crises in our country's history.
At this point, we're still in the early stages of the response. We are concentrating very much on parts, fuel, people, communications gear.
The U.S. Coast Guard has rescued dozens of people after deploying several helicopters to the region. Many more victims are believed to be stranded in the hardest hit areas. People are using boats, jet skis, even inflatable toys to help ferry others to safety. A little more than a year now to go until the presidential elections and months before the Democratic National Convention comes to Milwaukee.
We are learning more about how Wisconsinites feel about the candidates. Danica Lewis is here to break down the latest Marquette Law School poll results. Danica?
Well, Mark and Susan, as the Democratic pool of candidates begins to dwindle, the question for that side remains who can beat the sitting president, Donald Trump. And someone who took Wisconsin by a thin margin here in Wisconsin again in 2016. Now, this latest poll pitted some of the top contenders on the Democratic side against President Trump. And according to the results, former Vice President Joe Biden has the best chance here, is favored to win with 51% to Mr. Trump's 42%. If Bernie Sanders got the nomination, the poll predicts he would receive 48% of the vote over the president's 44%. Elizabeth Warren and Donald Trump would be neck and neck with 45% each, according to this latest poll. But 1 of every 10 Wisconsin voters said they don't know who they'd vote for or wouldn't vote for either Warren or Trump in that hypothetical race. Kamala Harris would also tie the president, with each receiving 44% of the vote in the Badger State. 12% in that scenario said they're not sure who they would vote for or would not vote for either in that matchup. Now, the president's approval rating stayed fairly steady compared to the last poll in April, but just under half of Wisconsinites disapprove of how he's handling the economy right now. Of course, one of his big issues. Charles Franklin, who leads the Marquette Law School poll, will be on Live at 4 to break down more results tomorrow. And still a long way to go, we need to remember, until next November.
All right, thank you, Danica.
Sure.
A marine biologist from Wisconsin is reportedly one of the people presumed dead in that fire on a scuba diving boat in Southern California. 41-year-old Christy Finstead, a co-owner of Worldwide Diving Adventures, was the leader of a scuba diving trip on the boat when it caught fire on Labor Day and trapped 34 people. Finstead attended Oostburg High School, that's between Sheboygan and Milwaukee. Her brother described her as strong-willed and adventurous.
Representatives with the state legislature's finance committee say they want to help farmers with health problems. The Joint Finance Committee is releasing $200,000 to spend on counseling vouchers, stress management workshops for farmers, and teaching mental health providers about the struggles that farmers face. Many farmers are experiencing mental health issues as the industry moves to more factory farms, lower milk prices, and the ongoing trade war. The man who pleaded guilty in connection with violently attacking a woman near the UW campus is sentenced to more than 7 years in prison and 5 years extended supervision.
23-year-old Jerome Winslow was sentenced in Dane County Court today. That's where Rose Schmidt is standing by live with the latest. Rose?
Yes, Jerome Winslow spoke briefly to the court today, saying he's looked at as a monster, but he believes he's not a bad person. The assistant district attorney said that he believes the attack showed Jerome Winslow's behavior escalated over the years, and the only way to ensure public protection was prison time. Madison police said Winslow attacked a UW-Madison student in February. Winslow pleaded guilty to 3 felonies in June, 2 counts of recklessly endangering safety, and a substantial battery charge. Sexual assault and false imprisonment charges were dropped as a part of that plea deal. Court documents show officers believed Winslow was targeting women in the Langdon Street area when he lunged at the victim, punched her, and dragged her away from the road. Today, Winslow apologized to the victim and her family.
It's crazy. I feel like it's crazy that I'm looked at as a violent person when I'm not really. I have violent charges, but I'm not a violent person at all. I just made bad decisions in a short amount of time in my early 20s. And I apologize to my community and to everyone that's in it.
He was concerned that someone would have to buy.
As a result of the attack, documents show the woman suffered multiple fractures to her face that required surgery, including a broken jaw. Winslow's attorney argues he was drunk and under the influence of drugs at the time, in addition to being depressed and suicidal. Now, he was ordered to serve this sentence after he finishes his current sentence. The judge also said that he does have close ties to his friends and his family.
All right, Rose Schmidt reporting live from the Dane County Courthouse. Thank you.
There's more to come at 4. When we come back, our tastemaker checks out Naples 15.
Going to this Madison restaurant is like taking a trip to Italy. We'll check it out when Live at 4 continues.
Google is agreeing to pay a record $170 million settlement over alleged ads targeting children.
The Federal Trade Commission accused YouTube, which is owned by Google, of illegally selling advertisements aimed at children to bolster ad revenue. The settlement calls for YouTube to now require makers of children's videos to declare whether their content is targeted at kids. In a statement about the settlement, Google said it is committed to providing the best experience possible on YouTube for children and families. Stocks were higher on Wall Street following robust economic data from China. The Dow Industrial's up 237 points, closing at 26,355. The Nasdaq added 102. The S&P 500 gained 31. Well, this month's Tastemaker segment takes us to Naples. Not Italy, but to the Naples 15 restaurant in Madison.
The tastemaker herself, Madison Magazine's Andrea Bailing, joins us today. Hi, Andy.
Hi.
We understand you had quite a feast at Naples 15.
Yeah, and I feel like this needed a little intro here before we cut to it, just because I've never had a tastemaker interview like this.
Really?
He brought out so many pizzas, so many pasta dishes, bottles of wine. It was an amazing experience.
Tough assignment.
Very tough, yes.
Let's take a look.
Yes.
My grandfather, when he used to wake up in the morning, the first thing he used to say to the wife, say, "What do we eat today?"
First thing?
And as soon as he opened his eyes. And so it's like almost a feast every day. So we have now here, the first thing we have the caprese salad.
Caprese salad, oh yeah.
The caprese salad is very fresh with the buffalo mozzarella, cherry tomato, and fresh basil and olive oil. Very simple.
Simple.
And I will serve the caprese salad with the fresh wine. It's called Biancolella.
Okay.
From Ischia is this wine. Okay, this one is a spaghetti a vongole.
Okay, and that's...
Spaghetti a vongole is very, very from Naples. It's
from
like
Naples.
a fresh vongole brace. Spaghetti Gerardo di Nola.
Yum.
Spaghettone Gerardo di Nola. This one is paccheri, mezzi paccheri, with the gamberi e capesante. It means gamberi e capesante is sauté with olive oil, garlic, and shallots,
shrimp
and scallops.
Oh, yum.
Usually the cheese doesn't go on the fish, but in this case, because it's a fresh dish, we put little mozzarella inside and sauté with the mozzarella on the end.
Oh, cool.
So that's the only, a exception for this. This one is gnocchi alla sorrentina.
Oh, that looks
Gnocchi
so
alla
good.
sorrentina is a potato dumpling made with San Marzano tomato sauce, mozzarella, basilico, e parmigiano reggiano.
Okay. And this
one is
gorgeous
risotto alla pescatore. More of a risotto is like a sartù di riso with the scallops, mussels, shrimp, and clams.
Delicious.
Olive oil and garlic. Everybody wants a pizza when they're hungry.
Right.
The pizza is like a beautiful, but right now, the pizza is like a full meal because the best ingredient you're serving to make a pizza is very simple. Farina, acqua, lievito, yeast, and olive oil, and tomato, and mozzarella. It's all fresh ingredients.
Just watching you over there, you make it look easy.
It's very easy, but very beautiful too for the stomach. It's not only good. This is one of the oldest pizzas. It's called a marinara, with olive oil, garlic, and oregano.
Oh, and then
this one is called margherita.
Margherita.
With the buffalo mozzarella, San Marzano tomato, and parmigiano, and olive oil.
And you told me margarita means daisy?
Margherita means daisy, yes.
That's cute. I like that.
And I will pairing this two margherita with fresh Mastro Berardino radici, bianco.
Okay.
Or with nero e a metà. Also is a wonderful Aglianico white.
So when people come in here to eat, do you help people pair their wines with their dishes?
Yes.
Yeah.
We have one of the icon wine from Mastro Berardino. Is the wine from Pompeii. It's called Villa dei Misteri. It's like 2,000 years ago.
2,000 years ago?
And the grapes are Sciascinoso e Piedirosso. So they become alive again.
Okay. Wow.
Thank you to this beautiful winery,
That's
which is
awesome.
do a wonderful job.
What is it like for you to bring this cuisine to Wisconsin?
Okay, I want to bring this cuisine to Wisconsin because it was my dream.
Is your dream?
Because when I came in Wisconsin, I see a lot of beautiful restaurants, but it was missing something of Naples from my hometown.
Yeah.
And I said to myself, someday, and I will be able to do that. and I did my best.
Do you feel like this is what you were meant to do?
I think that's beautiful. I mean, it's nice to sharing this. This is such a beautiful, this is a beautiful gift. You feel like you want to share.
And you're so good at it.
And I try to do my best.
Yeah. Well, thank you
God
so
bless.
much for having us in
Absolutely,
today.
absolutely. It was a pleasure to me. So if you don't mind, we can make a toast.
Absolutely.
You like white or red?
Yes. I would love red.
Red? And I will do the red as well. So
cheers to you. Thank
cheers
you so
to you
much
and God bless.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Grazie. Buon appetito e vi aspettiamo presto.
Oh, my God.
Oh, that looks wonderful.
He is so proud of his food.
Oh, he is. He's
and he should be.
Yeah, he's proud of his food. He's really great at it. All of the food on the table was just gourmet Italian. But then he makes you feel so welcome from the minute I walked in, and me and my videographer, to the last clink of our wine glasses. He treats you like family.
I want to go just to meet him.
Yeah.
What was your favorite thing that you tried?
That gnocchi was delicious. But he really, even just like watching him make the pizzas was really cool too. Neapolitan pizza making earned World Heritage status, and he's very proud of that. He really is, determined to keep everything very classic, and that place is so cool in there.
A little pricey.
Yeah, but I mean, worth it. It's
Yes.
the experience. It's not just the food. It's being in
Exactly.
there. You see the wood fire burning oven. Hopefully, you'll get to meet Salvatore too, and you'll have a great time.
Downtown Madison?
Yeah, Butler Street.
Now I want to go.
Me too. I'm
You guys
starving.
have to
All
go.
right.
You have to meet him.
We'll go.
Okay, let's
All
do
right.
that. Thanks, Andy. Good to see you.
Get this month's Madison Magazine for all the best in the Madison area. There's more to come at 4, including our veterinarian, Carrie Donahue, who will be taking your pet calls.
And then coming up tonight on News 3 Now at 5, meet the new leader of the band. We're hearing for the first time from the new UW band director, Corey Pompey. That's coming up tonight at 5.
Well, take a look at this. A doting dad helps calm his daughter's tears before getting shots at the doctor's office. Cody J sits in her father Courtney's lap as they both take turns getting an injection. She was worried all morning about her trip to the doctor's office, so her dad agrees to get the shots with her. Dad tells her to look away as the nurse pretends to give him a shot. After seeing that her dad doesn't cry, Cody J follows his lead, and she takes it like a champ.
Aww.
This dad is a true superhero.
Good idea,
Fake
Dad.
shot. Look the other way.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's some good advice.
There you
She's
go.
adorable,
yeah,
too.
she is. Good for him. Don't forget to get your shots.
No.
Flu shots coming up.
Well, yes, coming around soon. It's,
I'll pretend to get one and you can.
Okay. It'll calm me down, right? I'll see you don't cry. It'll be good.
It's almost flu season, flu weather out there. A little chilly.
It is. It's a little cool. We barely got into the mid-60s this afternoon. Our temps really struggling to climb on up because of that cloudy sky. Now, we're cloudy currently, but tomorrow we should get a little bit of sunshine. Skies will clear up overnight. Take a closer look at what's ahead for the next few days right after the break. So we didn't quite get the sunshine, unfortunately, coming through this afternoon. In fact, we are expecting temperature-wise for the next few days to stay quite pleasant. The pleasant weather is going to continue heading into your Thursday and Friday. Temperature-wise, we'll get a little more sun by tomorrow. Showers certainly possible, though, by early Friday morning. Just a slim chance to have that shower pop on up. And then by this weekend, it is going to be just a little cooler outside. Looking at our Doppler track right now, even with that cloudy sky, we aren't expecting anything new to bubble on up for us heading into our Thursday. It'll stay nice and dry. Just a little cloudy again. 64 in Madison right now with our dew points near 50. It feels very comfortable, just a little cool. Our breeze from the west-northwest at about 3 miles per hour. This is as some high pressure is just off to the west. If it did shift a little further east, we would get that clearing sky, but unfortunately it's taken its time ridging on in. So again, centered just off to the west for us, that cloud coverage, as you can see, favored into southern Wisconsin and onto the east. That high pressure, as it moves over, will help push that cloud coverage out of the way overnight and heading into Thursday. Thursday, we'll get to enjoy that. Off to the west, though, we also have our next system that'll be moving through the plains tomorrow and then crossing over Wisconsin early Friday morning. So that's why there's that slight chance for showers early on Friday. Not expecting a lot of rain, but a few folks may be waking up to some raindrops for the start of your day on Friday. No severe potential, of course, for tonight nor for tomorrow, as things are going to clear on up. It'll stay really pleasant outside. Overnight, plan on a mostly clear sky. We may have some patchy fog early Thursday morning as our temps will drop closer to our dew points, but for Thursday afternoon, we get some sunshine coming on through. As that low pressure starts to approach for a Friday morning, we are going to have the chance again for some showers. Most of the rainfall is going to stay to the north. Again, there's that center right there. You can see from the wind spiraling. It's going to continue to travel east, and as we head into Friday, we'll get a clearing sky in the afternoon, steadily getting that sunshine back in for us. More rain chances, unfortunately, will be approaching by the second half of our weekend. So overnight temperatures will drop quite a bit. We're planning on landing close to 50 to start off your Thursday. With that clearing sky, it allows our temperatures to fall overnight. Now by Thursday afternoon, our breeze notice coming more from the south, so our temperatures are going to climb quite a bit more. And with the sunshine, of course, that's going to help our temperatures warm on up. Mid to low 70s for our afternoon highs for Thursday. Friday morning, that chance for showers starts to develop after midnight. Really not expecting much of a thunderstorm chance, just some isolated showers coming on through. And they may linger into your morning commute. Notice this isn't going to be one clear band sliding through. It's just the chance for a few showers to start off the day on Friday. In the afternoon, temperatures will be in the low 70s for afternoon highs, and we get to enjoy some sunshine coming on through. Again, we fall overnight quite a bit, close to 50 to start off the day tomorrow. Not much of a breeze overnight, which is the good news. Again, starting off the day near 50 in Madison, a light and variable breeze. Patchy fog certainly possible early in the morning, though, as those temperatures will be close to our dew points. By tomorrow afternoon, we'll be in the mid 70s with a partly sunny sky and overall pretty pleasant outside. Mid 70s heading through the rest of your work week. And by Friday, again, that slight chance for showers is just in the morning. Saturday, we get to enjoy pretty much the whole day in the low 70s with partly sunny skies. There will be a chance for some showers coming through at night, and that shower chance will stay into Sunday. We're going to be in the upper 60s on Sunday with a chance for some showers. Thunderstorm chances coming through at night, and then those storm chances are going to linger into the middle of next week. Plan on those temperatures. Notice we're on a little bit of a roller coaster as we start to head to that transition between seasons where we get close to 80 one day and then the next day we're staying in the 60s for us. But
I don't mind this.
I don't mind it at all. It's a nice little hint of fall, and then you get some nice days. We can still finish up those outside projects.
Yes, that's true.
The Badgers play Saturday afternoon.
Yes, and it should be a really nice day for some football.
Okay.
Perfect. All right,
Thank
thanks,
you,
Dana.
Of course.
Students at a Christian school in the Milwaukee area will have to wait another couple of weeks to start school. The new school is in an old strip mall.
But not just any strip mall, because the first task at hand was to remove the stripper pole. Mike Kirchhoff reports.
And here will be our library area and tutoring room.
Now appearing on the stage, the Ozaki Christian School.
It's a story that only God could write.
This month, the Ozaki Christian School will start classes in a building that once housed the Spearmint Rhino Gentlemen's Club, about an hour northwest of Milwaukee. The stripper pole is gone, but the stage, the bar, and the leopard print rug are still in place.
Very different use of the room, but it'll be bright and cheery and a place of love and learning.
Classes start on September 16th on the other end of the building, the side that used to be a daycare. At the end of August, crews were getting the building ready for the school's 50 to 60 kindergarten to 8th grade students.
And then down the hall, we have what will be our 5th and 6th grade classroom. Everyone's hard at work.
As the school expands, it'll continue to transform the rest of the old strip mall, including the old strip club.
God, in his sense of humor, says, I'm going to take that which was meant not for necessarily great purposes in the life of a family, and I'm going to instead transform it into a place of life and light and hope and joy.
God does work in mysterious ways, I guess.
That's true.
Well, still to come at 4, the demand for high-end whiskey is on the rise.
And predictably, so have high-end whiskey knockoffs. We'll find out how they're detecting the fake hooch when Live at 4 continues.
Here's a live look at the UW campus and the lake. Boy, those clouds just hung on all day.
Stubborn, yeah.
Well, a report out last year found more than a third of rare and collectible Scotch whiskies were fake.
Engineers in Scotland have created new technology to taste the difference. CBS's Ian Lee reports from London.
The demand for the good stuff, high-end whiskey, is increasing in the United States and around the world. But with the rise of this lucrative spirit comes the knockoffs. Now, Scottish scientists hope to separate the real deal from the counterfeit.
I will take my tongue.
Researchers call this an artificial tongue with over 2 million taste buds. It uses tiny slices of gold and aluminum coated with chemicals that react differently when they come in contact with whiskey.
Whether that's a production quality issue or whether that's an international market that's selling counterfeit versions of their product, we would be able to detect those changes.
The high-tech tongue can discern between a variety of single malts 99% of the time, even the same Scotch at various ages. For now, the tongue only has a taste for whiskey, but creators are aiming to expand its palate.
You could use it for perfumes, you could use it for looking for poisons, you could use it in riverbeds for looking at changes in the composition of the river.
The tongue is still in the experimental stage, and it'll be a while before you find it at your local bar. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
The U.S. is the largest importer of Scotch whiskey, hitting over $1 billion last year.
I don't have to worry about it. I'm not going to spend that kind of money.
No, definitely not.
Well, it's time to get your pet questions answered.
When we come back, veterinarian Carrie Donahue from Full Circle Holistic Veterinary Care. There she is. She's waiting in the green room to take your questions. Call now, 270-9933. We'll take your calls when we come back.
Right now, overall, the roads look okay. No major accidents to report. Here's 3990 right at 51. Both sides seem to be moving along okay this time. That's the good news, even as more folks hop on the roadways. Along the Beltline, we have a few spots on the eastbound side that are starting to slow down. 151 if you're heading southbound right now, a little slower than what we'd like to see at this time. And on the westbound side of the Beltline, things actually look okay. Around Cross Plains, heading from 14 through Mazomanie, all good. And then once you get up towards Sauk City, a little slower. But then things really do improve heading up towards Baraboo. Overall, north and southbound should be just fine. 27 minutes from Janesville to the Beltline, 16 to get from Sauk City to Middleton, and from Sun Prairie to downtown. A little longer than usual, about 18 minutes this evening. That's a quick look at traffic.
All right, Dana, thank you. Hey, remember MTV's Jersey Shore? Yeah, sure do. Well, if you happen to be a fan of the show, here's the situation. There he is. The Seaside Heights house made famous by the hard partying cast is now available to rent. The house sleeps up to 11, costs $3,000 a night. Just don't forget your hair gel.
All right, live at 4 on location.
On the
Not
shore.
too late.
We're taking your pet calls now for veterinarian Carrie Donahue from Full Circle Holistic Veterinary Care.
The number to call if you have a question today is 270-9933. We have 2 lines open. If you have a question for Carrie, hi Carrie, welcome back.
Hello, thank you
Good
so
to see
much.
you.
You too.
Let's go ahead and get right to the phones, and we'll start with Pat in Sun Prairie. Hi Pat, what's your question?
Yes, I have a male cat that's 1 year old, and he can be sitting on my lap and just all of a sudden he'll bite me. Is there anything I can do? I mean, I'm just kind of afraid of him because he just, whenever he feels like it, he'll bite me. He doesn't bite down. He just lets me know that he's putting his mouth on me.
Okay, and does that happen after you've been petting him?
Sometimes it's that way, or we can just be sitting there and all of a sudden he'll just bite me.
Okay, yeah, and sometimes cats can have these behavioral issues. Sometimes, especially male cats, can get overstimulated, and that can turn into things like biting. I guess what I would recommend to you would be to maybe explore some options for calming, for kind of like treating that sort of negative behavior. So potentially talking to your veterinarian about calming supplements or even medications to stop that behavior, because that's not something that you want to continue.
No. It's never a sign of affection. It's usually aggression when a cat bites like that?
Most often,
okay.
Right.
All right, let's go to Kim in Sun Prairie. Hi, Kim.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
Well, my friend just got a kitty, and she's actually debating on getting the kitty declawed because she's worried about her furniture, and I'm just wondering, is that something that's harmful, and will it affect the cat's behavior or, just their walk? I just wanted your input on that.
What's your opinion on that, Carrie?
Yeah, I mean, I am not a proponent of declawing cats, and the reason why is because declawing is actually amputation of the first digit.
Ooh.
I know, so it's a pretty major surgery to put a cat through. And what we often see later in life is that some behavioral things can develop and even some arthritis in those joints. And so cats might have more difficulty jumping up and down and might be painful because of that procedure.
So how do you save your furniture? Would a scratching post do it? Because cats like to scratch.
Scratching posts. And actually there is a good product out right now, and it's made by a company that has developed feline pheromones. And you spray the pheromones onto the scratching post, and it kind of attracts your cats to the scratching post to start to use it.
Good idea. Yeah, don't declaw. It's kind of cruel.
I know,
it's kind
right,
of cruel.
Exactly.
All right, let's go to Sharon in Verona. Hi, Sharon.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
I have a 3-year-old bunny. She's a rescue. She's totally trained. She's free roam. We just enjoy her a lot, but I've been told that I should get a companion bunny for her, that she's probably lonesome.
Aww.
And I've read the bonding process is quite tricky, so I'm just wondering, do you think a single bunny is okay?
I think a single bunny is absolutely okay. And like you said, a lot of times you can run into difficulty if you're introducing another rabbit to one that you've already had. You might have more trouble on your hands. They might not get along. And then you're dealing with 2 separate cages and, keeping them apart instead of keeping them together. So I would say probably just keeping the single rabbit.
If it's used to be by itself, it doesn't know it's lonely.
Right, exactly.
So, and if you're going to get 2, maybe get 2 right from the beginning.
At the same time,
okay.
Exactly, yes.
All right, let's go to Jan in Reeseville. Hi, Jan, what's your question? Jan, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Hi, go ahead. What's your question?
I need to know why my dog licks herself all the time. She's a Shih Tzu. She's 7 years old. She loves to play with me, but she don't play with toys. She was a rescue dog.
She's a licker.
She's a licker. And this time of year, it's allergy season. The ragweed is out, so we see a lot of dogs who are just constantly licking themselves, biting themselves and chewing themselves. So just because of all of the pollen that's floating around in the air right now. So maybe something to consider would be an antihistamine. And pet owners can use something like Benadryl, Claritin, Zyrtec, just to kind of limit that histamine response at the skin level so the animal doesn't feel as itchy, and that might help with the licking.
Yeah, I had a Shih Tzu who was very allergic.
Oh, yeah.
So it's common in that breed, I think. All right, let's go to, let's see, who's on one?
Hello.
Hi.
Hi, are you Debbie?
this is Tara.
Oh, hi, Tara. Go ahead. What's your question? Sorry about that.
I didn't know if I was on.
Go ahead.
Okay, so I have a parakeet, less than a year old, and I'm wondering if you know of any good veterinarians for birds in the area, or if you know any that come to the house, or if you do that, or...
That's a good question. I don't personally see exotic animals. However, the UW Veterinary School is a wonderful resource. They have an entire department devoted to exotic and special species. So if I had to make a recommendation, that's where I would say to go. Or at least giving them a call, and you can always talk to them about, you know, what might be going on with your pet.
It's a valuable resource right in our own backyard.
We're very lucky to have them, yes.
All right, Debbie in Sauk City. Hi, Debbie.
Hi.
Hi, what's your question?
Hi, I have a cat that is scooting and is driving us nuts. We took her to the vet, and they cleared her glands, and she has no parasitic worms, and I don't know what else to do. I do clean her with, like, baby wipes and bathe her, but she still scoots.
Still scoots after getting her anal glands expressed?
Right.
Okay, okay. So, you know, kind of going back to the whole allergy issue, a lot of times cats can scoot, dogs can scoot, even if they don't have anal glands that are impacted just because they're itchy. So that another time where you might want to try doing an antihistamine of some sort just to cut down on itchiness and see if that makes a difference.
How do you deal with the dosage, though, with animals? If you're giving an animal, just like do you just cut a Benadryl in half, or how do you do that?
Well, the dosage on Benadryl is 1 milligram per pound.
Okay.
So for a 20-pound dog, you would give 20 milligrams of Benadryl. Zyrtec and Claritin, which I actually prefer to Benadryl, they seem to be a little bit more effective. Typically starting at 5 milligrams once a day of either Zyrtec or Claritin, and you can go up to 10 milligrams once a day for an average-sized dog.
Oh, that's good to know.
The humankind. You don't have to get special. All right, well, thank you, everyone, for calling in. We are out of time. We will see you next time, Carrie. Thanks for coming out.
Great to see you, Carrie.
Thank you. You too.
Well, final check of your forecast coming up. Grab a little jacket if you're heading out tonight.
Yeah, it might be a little cool for
Sweater
some.
weather.
Sweater weather.
It's going to warm up again.
It's going to warm up again. I mean, I'm thick-skinned, so I'm pretty okay outside. But some folks might be a little cool. Right now, our Doppler track is nice and quiet, even though it is cloudy. We're at 64 currently in Madison, 63 in the Dells, and about 67 in Lone Rock. Compared to this time yesterday, it's a big drop. a 15-degree drop for Madison and for Bosqueville. Now, our dew points are in a comfortable spot near 50 in Madison. Should be a pretty comfortable evening. Once the sky finally clears up, we'll fall close to 50 for overnight lows.
Good sleeping weather.
Yeah, that's for
All right,
sure.
Dana, thank you. We'll be right back.
Today's final touch, a very impressive world record.
The saying goes, you can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs. So we got to wondering how many eggs had to be broken to make this.